Welcome back. We're here to preview Saturday afternoon's Premier League game between West Brom and QPR. Matt, we'll start with West Brom before the international break. They played at Man City, lost 3-0, but there was that weird incident with the sending off.
Yeah, it was very strange, wasn't it? Certainly so early in the game. Usually referees at that stage, they don't tend to give red cards, do they? People say, oh, it's too early in the game, but the way it happened, Bonnie went through on goal and Craig Dawson brought him down, but it was McCauley that was showing the red card. And strange incident, we've seen it a few times with John O'Shea, West Brom this season, Kieran Gibson, also Chamberlain last season at Chelsea. So it's an occurrence that, like I say, is strange. In fairness, they do look quite similar, but sort of like dad and his son, really, isn't it? McCauley and Dawson, they do look quite similar, but obviously that has been sorted out by the FA, and Dawson's been given the 1-game ban, so he'll be suspended. McCauley will come back, but to go down to 10 men so early in the game at City, who had entered the game under a bit of pressure, they'd lost a few games and went out the Champions League as well, of course. So you look at what they've got to do this season, but they were just given a free hand out there, down to 10 men. West Brom didn't have any attacking intent. It's difficult to say that because obviously you are down to 10 men and you want to keep it tight, but as soon as the first goal went in, it became 2-0 and then ultimately 3-0, and it was just one of those games that if you're a West Brom fan or Pulis or the players, they'll just be keen to put that one to bed. It was a strange game, a weird incident, and get that one sort of out of the way and just concentrate on the remaining 8 games.
Yeah, so it was a defeat, but on the whole, when you look at the table, it wasn't the worst result because all of the sides below them lost apart from Everton. Everton went above them in the table, but Hull, Villa, Sunderland, Burnley, QPR and Leicester, all the sides below them currently, they all lost. So in terms of how the table looks now, it didn't hurt them too much. There's no team below West Brom that's really surging up the table at the moment, so they still look pretty safe. They're still 8 points clear of Burnley. If Burnley had beaten Southampton in their game last time out, it would only be 5 points the gap. So the fact that it's still 8, that's still quite a nice gap, and obviously only 8 games of the season left now. So West Brom still look pretty safe. They're 5 points clear of Hull and Villa in 15th and 16th as well. So at the moment, it looks like they're on course for sort of 14th to 12th sort of finish. And Pulis is just, he's done what everyone expected him to. He's made them a lot more solid, and they just look safe for a sort of mid-table finish, and then they can sort of work towards next season and trying to get sort of nearer the top half.
Yeah, definitely. I think they are safe now, aren't they? I say not mathematically, won't be for a while, but I think you look at the teams below them, they are better than the likes of teams that are down there, and to be keen to get back to the Hawthorn, because obviously last time out was disappointed against City, but they've kept 6 clean sheets, 7 games under Pulis at home, so not too surprising. Like you say, what he's done in his career, he's done it at Stoke and he did it at Palace, turned them into a relegation team up to a team that finished, was it 13th eventually? But looking back at home against QPR probably need the points more than West Brom, but West Brom will not be given any handouts in this game. They never do, and I think they'll be keen to just get back to attacking, because obviously last time out against City they had no attacking intent because of the way the game unfolded. But back now, Berahino, Brandai up front, and we're hoping to get some goals.
Definitely, and when they're welcoming a side like QPR, they're really fancy themselves, because QPR have been terrible away from home this season. Just one away win all season, and that was only earlier this year against Sunderland. And since in their recent games since that Sunderland win, they've lost 5 in a row. Yeah. So they didn't build on that first away win at all. 5 defeats in a row, 19th in the table, and last time out at home to Everton, who Everton not been great this season at all. A lot of disappointing results, and QPR haven't been great at home in 2015, but in 2014 they had some really positive results, especially around Christmas. But welcoming Everton, a 2-1 defeat there, quite a disappointing result. I mean, the first goal was quite unstoppable, really. Seamus Coleman, fabulous strike into the top corner, but they levelled the game, and then I think the fans would have really wanted to push on and try and go and win the game, but they couldn't do it in the end. Aaron Lennon getting the winner for Everton, so that was a disappointing result, and that leaves them 4 points from safety in the table. So they are struggling at the moment. It's hard to see them getting out of it.
Yeah, it's really hard to see. Like, see that Everton game, Vargas scored in that game, and he'd be hoping to come back into the team. He's not had too much football this season, but we've seen what he can do, for his country, and he was on loan at Valencia, in Spain, and played really well. And thinking if he can't get into a team that are really struggling at the bottom, struggling for goals, and they're just so heavily reliant on Charlie Austin, aren't they? The goals for him, they've dried up lately as well, and that's obviously why they're struggling. Zamora offers a decent threat, but you look at players like Hoylett and Tarat and people, they've got a lot of quality, but they just don't seem to produce, and that's obviously going to be the problem this season. Interesting statistic is they've conceded the first goal in 23 of their 30 league games this season. So you're looking at games, especially this one away from home, like I say, have been so poor. If they're going to get anything from the game, they have to score the first goal, because not even just because of the heads go down, don't they? The defence, they've been defending poorly this season. Rio Ferdinand's been in and out of the team. He's played quite poorly when he's been in there. Richard Dunn, like I say, he's been in and out, and the young right back, and they had the left back, in and out of the team. Clint Hill's had bits and bobs, but it's just, you look at the team, and it's not quite good enough, is it? You look at it, like I said, they've lost 13, they're 14 away games this season, and it's going to be really tough to see them getting a result in this one.
Yeah, I think it's an attitude problem with a lot of them, isn't it? You look at players like you said, Tarab, Hoylett, they're just not the sort of players who've got that drive and will. And when you look at some of the players Burnley have, you wouldn't say they're as good footballers in terms of technique, but there's just more passion at that club.
More about them.
Yeah. So I think that's a problem QPR have had, and if they do end up going down, they'll really struggle to keep Charlie Austin, because he sort of proved himself. He can score goals in the Premier League this season. So if they go down, it'll be really hard to keep him. So like I said, this is a tough game going to West Brom. What's your score prediction? I
think you have to fancy West Brom, don't you? QPR's away record is bad for a reason. Obviously they have won away from home this season. We thought they'd go the whole season without. They have won, but I don't think they'll win this game. I think West Brom will win it 2-0.
2-0, yeah. I think it's hard to look past West Brom for this, because QPR, like I said, even though they've had 2 weeks off because of the international break, it is 5 defeats in a row since that win at Sunderland. So I think you have to pick West Brom in, because, like you said, they have been really solid at home, especially defensively. But I think it'll be a bit tight. I'm going to go 1-0. So 1-2-0 win and 1-0 win for West Brom. Thanks for watching.